What is up, guys? I hope everybody had an awesome weekend and welcome to today's video. For this one, we will be looking at the midweek Champions League clash taking place at the San Siro on the 28th of November between AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund. Now, the last time these two sides met was in the reverse fixture this season in the Champions League on the 4th of October. The match unfortunately ending in a 0-0 stalemate, but at the time, both teams were still hopeful of qualification. Things changed very quickly in this group, pretty much with every week and every match day, where you had a team who was convinced they were out, and then all of a sudden they were back in the running, and then you had a team who was at the bottom, and all of a sudden now they're at the top. But that's just what we expected when we looked at Group F from the very beginning. It's always going to be, I feel, open and in the air up until match day 6 of the group stages, where we'll be able to confirm who gets to go through and who stays behind. But I think this fixture has the potential to play a very, very big role in the two teams who progress through to the knockout stages of the Champions League, but also in who manages to secure third spot and drop down into the Europa League. We start off our team analysis with AC Milan. The last 5 matches for the Rossoneri have ended in 2 wins, 2 draws and a single loss. Their last match being a 1-0 victory over Fiorentina at the San Siro, courtesy of a Theo Hernandez penalty shot. Milan have looked a little uninspired lately. I think they've had a bit of an over-reliance on specific players, and those players are not performing right now, so Milan are looking a little disjointed. So the 3 players I'd like to highlight, I think, are players who can step up and sort of take a bit of pressure off those other players. Firstly, I want to talk Christian Pulisic. Pulisic joined from Chelsea. He gave Milan, I would say, a bit more creativity out wide. But Pulisic is also capable of getting some very, very good goals. It is 4 goals and 2 assists for Pulisic so far. And I think a lot is riding on him. Especially in this fixture, considering he used to play for Borussia Dortmund, so it'll be a very, very big fixture for Christian Pulisic. Next up, I want to talk to Tomori. Now, I predict that Dortmund are gonna come into this one more attacking, so I'm gonna place more emphasis on AC Milan's backline, and the leader of that backline is Tomori. Tomori is gonna need to stay composed at the back. He's gonna be facing a bombardment of attacking runs, and players who are looking to unlock the Milan defense. So he's going to have to stay composed at the back, but he's also going to have to lead from the back. And then I'm going to talk the man between the sticks, Mike Maignan. Maignan has had a bit of a, I would say, a tumultuous season so far. There's been injuries, there's been form issues. But if Maignan can rediscover the form that he showed for AC Milan last season, I think he can shut Dortmund out here. And I think he can play a very, very crucial role in AC Milan actually progressing through to the knockout stages from this group. Okay, next up we talk the away side, Borussia Dortmund. The last 5 fixtures for Dortmund have been 3 wins and 2 losses. So already you can see they're more decisive. Their last match being a 4-2 victory at home against Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga. Players we gotta highlight for Borussia Dortmund, obviously Daniel Malen. It's 4 goals for him so far. Malen is supposed to be the player getting the goals for Dortmund right now, but it's just not working out yet. Whether it's down to him not playing consistently, form issues, injuries. But I think the potential for Dortmund to get some very good results is increased when Malen plays better. Next up, I want to talk the defensive rock at Borussia Dortmund, being Mats Hummels. Hummels has plenty of experience in the Champions League. He's had to go up against the likes of players like Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale, Neymar, all at Dortmund, but also at Bayern Munich, and at international level with Germany as well. So Hummels knows exactly what will be expected of him in this fixture. And I think his experience is going to pay off dividends for Borussia Dortmund in this one. And finally, I want to talk Füllkrug. Now, While Milan is supposed to be the player getting the goals, it looks like Füllkrug is the guy getting them instead. 5 goals and 3 assists for him. A creative force for Dortmund up front. I think they're going to be relying quite a bit on him to be getting the goals in this one. So I think he's going to be given special attention from Tomori and co at AC Milan. But I do think if he's on form and he's able to link up well with everybody around him, I think Dortmund could get something very, very big here at the San Siro. Okay, on to the head-to-head. Now, these two teams have met twice in the past, but we don't count the first one because it was kind of like a friendly fixture. So we just go based on that fixture from the 4th of October. So the last match between these two obviously just being that goalless draw. So you can see already these two teams have the potential to just shut each other out. I would say Borussia Dortmund are in a better spot in this group. They are currently at the top of this group with 7 points, but AC Milan are third, just 2 points behind them. So if Milan can win this one, they'll effectively jump over Dortmund. So everything's still to play for, but right now, just based on that, a draw favors Dortmund here. A win favors Dortmund. If Dortmund go out and lose to Milan, then obviously Milan turn the entire group on its head. Milan, I feel, have been too inconsistent in the Champions League. I mean, they've only won one, and it was the one match where they scored. Because Milan just could not score in the Champions League. It was a massive duck. I think that's because they've placed too much pressure on the likes of Olivier Giroud and Rafael Leao. Now, don't get me wrong, those two players are fantastic, but if they don't perform, it's kind of like Milan can't perform. So, without those two and the goal drought that those two have been dealing with, it's looking a bit dull up front for AC Milan. Now, Dortmund, on the other hand, I'm not going to say they're free scoring, but they seem to be willing to go forward more. But also, I think Dortmund will know that they have a big, big fixture in the Bundesliga coming up this weekend against Bayer Leverkusen, with Leverkusen obviously leading the Bundesliga. So Dortmund will obviously be keeping an eye on that fixture as well. So I think, again, I think a draw is very, very likely here. Honestly, I can't decide between the two. I think there's more pressure on Milan based on how poorly they played at the beginning of this campaign. But I think Dortmund also have the potential to poke a few holes in Milan's defense. And Milan also, at the back, they can sometimes be very erratic and very lacking of composure. And I think Dortmund can get at them. I expect this match to be very high-paced and end-to-end, since both of these sides favor a more counter-attacking style of football. But I do think, once again, I think it's going to end in a draw. I don't see goals here, maybe one apiece, but I think the two are just going to be too solid at the back. But I do think that this one is just too tight to call. I do see it ending as a draw. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time. And the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.